looked like a bum had their entire home there with children's toys. Very bizarre. And I took a picture of it. I told Kiki to get the picture. And it was a scene from Jaws when Matt Cooper is telling Chief Brody to get on the end of the bow to give it some foreground to show the distinction between the shark and how big it was compared to the boat. So I got my phone and I'm like, I go, oh shit, I don't want to lose this here. So I go, Katie, get in the picture. She's like, no. I go, come on, get the fucking picture. She's like, okay. So like, here's all the good shit, and she's like this. I get in the fucking picture. What's going on? It's like, look at all that. Come on, I need some fucking foreground. I need some foreground. Get in there. She's like, foreground my ass. I'm not getting in the bum's fucking clothing shit. I'm like, get in the fucking picture. Get in the fucking box. So I finally get her as close to this shit as I can. She's like, so I got this picture I'll put up where she's just in this bum shit. It was great. Now, I really wanted her to really get into it, but she wouldn't really get into the stuff. I wanted her to like put the clothing on and just, hello, be like all the bum stuff, but I couldn't. I basically got as close for her to be into the bum stuff as Hooper got Chief Brody there. You know, Brody, he's like, where? He's like, more. He's like, no. It was very similar to that. I got the picture. People, I mean, we're literally under the freeway pass at the 101 in Lancashire. And if anybody knows where that is, it's near the big Toyota car dealership. So it's right in prime, starting to get in the bummy shitty area from fucking NoHo to the bums. And they're literally about 5 feet away. There's 3 bums smoking crack and heroin and stuff. And they're looking at us like, what are you guys doing? Taking pictures of our house? What are you? This isn't fucking millionaire fucking home buyer. What are you assholes doing? And literally, hey, man, you guys like, this couple is taking pictures in our house. Literally, and I kind of seen the one bum kind of starting to get up, like maybe thinking we were going to fuck with his shit. And I was like, bro, she's taking a picture. And if I wasn't afraid the cocksucker would run off with my phone, I would have been like, yo, bro, do me a favor. Will you take a picture in front of your home for us? It's a beautiful home. And I would have been like, you know, me too, been like, and that in front of the bowl, I would have put the fucking, I would have put a boa on. He had boas and shit on the fence. I would have grabbed the doll, he had this fucking dirty ass doll with some shit on it, fucking one arm. I would have had the doll. He would have fucking held the doll. We'd been like, hey, look at our house. Doing good. ROB BLACK SHOW kicking ass. But nonetheless, Katie only got into the bum activity as much as I could get her into it. And then the bums started getting a little restless when you're fucking with their house. So, again, something as innocuous as that brought a lot of joy to the point where when a bum walked by us, it's like, like that. He's like, I'm feeling, this is getting a little spooky down here. I'm like, don't worry about it. I ain't gonna let them happen to you, alright? Don't worry about it. 1-on-1, even 2-on-1, I'll get someone to beat it. 3 to 4-on-1, listen, I preoccupy them beating my ass and you just fucking run. Alright, as I said, you just fucking run. They're beating me, and I'm like, and you just take off. Don't worry about it. You just move your gut. So we just kept walking and walking and walking and walking, and I'm like, alright, what time is it? She's like, it's 7. I'm like, alright, fuck it, you wanna head back? So now we start heading back. So, again, completely sober, and no nicotine, no nothing. And it's just walking down Lancashire, having a good time. Really, it was a very enjoyable experience. So we then get back to the Starbucks area. There's a Starbucks in that NoHo area. I see where I go to school. Actually, she said, where I go to Starbucks. I said, man, I haven't gone to fucking Starbucks in fucking year and a half, maybe. I was like, fuck it, let's go. I go in, we go to Starbucks, and we sit outside, like the little outside Starbucks area, and have a frappuccino. I had a caramel frappuccino, and she had a vanilla bean frappuccino, which is something I used to have when I would go to Starbucks. And so we sat there for about a half hour, and we talked about business and life. And then on my phone, I got an order when I checked for the book sales, and we had 3 sales for the book. I was extremely happy. I was extremely excited. I said, wow, that is fucking awesome. That is fucking badass. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know or you're just tuning in, we have a book for sale. It's called Extreme Thoughts by ROB BLACK. And if you're on adultfyi.com, you'll see a banner for it. And that will take you to the Amazon fucking Kindle, and you can download the book. It's an awesome read. Right now, it's currently getting uploaded and approved, which we should have it all today on Nook, and the iPad, or iPhone, or whatever the fuck it is, iTunes. So that was a very exciting time, and we kind of celebrated with another little toast of our drinks, and talked about how exciting it was to actually sell something that was not related to butt fucking. It was not related to a blowjob scene. It was not related to fucking transsexual intercourse. What it was related to was short stories by yours truly. Some had little tinges of pornography infused in them, but the book that I have out right now is void of porn stories. Yes, you would think that it would be fucking Steve Hirsch and Frank Kretzky stories. No. These stories are basically about 25 to 30 of ROB BLACK short stories from the last 8 months of the show. And it's great, and it doesn't involve people getting fucked up their ass, which is awesome. So that was a really exciting time. And we discussed other things that I wanted to do and pursue with the show. From we're putting together, I would say,
yeah, when you get done, give me that count. Basically, just get the drive ready.
Maybe described. So they're 2-hour comedy records of all different bits.
All different bits.
The last 9 months. And
all the last 9 months.
Up on iTunes and Amazon.
All the last 9 months.
So you'll be able to.
All the last 9 months.
About reformatting the show and putting.
I love looking at old.
And not putting certain things on. And starting to actually treat the goddamn show as.
I love looking at old
avenue
shots of us.
What I want to do.
From.
Just kind of like an afterthought, not like
when we started.
Porn and now we'll just advertise through.
And I take a look at how thin I was back then. It's pretty entertaining. It's pretty entertaining because back in December, if you guys remember, those of you who weren't with us in the beginning, I was down to about 139. I weighed myself last night. I'm at 167. Jesus. I've almost gained 30 fucking pounds. I'm all gassed up. No. I'm 100% natural. Last night when I was working out in the gym, I was screaming rape so loud and going so insanely crazy that 3 people definitely walked by the gym while I was working out. Like 3 people walked by, like what the fuck is going on in there? As you see like a glimpse of Katie Summers, and they're like, I know motherfucker wanted to come in and see if this little tiny girl was getting fucking raped. Well, last night I was just fucking, I'm just like fucking going like this, and I'm like, please, rape. I mean, fucking everything on me is like fucking. I look like Brock Lesnar. I'm fucking beat red. I'm just like, I want to fucking kill you. I want to fucking kill you. That's what Katie Summers said to me. She goes, I swear you look at me like you want to hurt me and chop me up into pieces and then sprinkle my body all over the continental U.S. And I laughed it off like she was joking, but then she's not joking. Like like she's really serious. I go, really, really? She goes, sometimes I do. She goes, sometimes you give me a look like you want to kill me. And I go, I would never kill you. I might rape you. I might rape and torture you, but I would never kill you. That I wouldn't do that. But yeah, I want to get one of them fucking weightlifting belts like Hogan would wear. I want to put fucking Hollywood Rob on the back. Actually, I'll put North Hollywood Rob. Oh, Jesus, God. Let me tell you something. And I've never heard of this before in the history of living in apartments or living in townhouses or anything like that. Katie tells me yesterday, she goes, have you noticed the fire alarm signs all around the building? And I said, yeah. She goes, they're doing fire alarm tests tomorrow. I said, okay, well, they're notifying you that the fire alarm will be going off. Ladies and gentlemen, what they do in this building that she lives at is their fire alarm test is today, and I was told tomorrow. And every 5 minutes, the fire alarm goes off. I've never heard of this before. So every 5 minutes, you hear that, and it's fucking piercing, where you hear dogs in the building going, oh! And it goes off every 5 minutes, and they have maintenance that are going from every floor and making sure that all of the alarms work. I've never heard of this in my entire life, that they just have these alarms going off every 5 minutes, and that literally, so at one point the door rings and a maintenance guy is there to check to make sure all the alarms are working. And I'm like, this is the most bizarro thing I've ever experienced. So it started at about 9 a.m. So since 9 a.m., I've really technically been up and just listening to these alarms. At one point, I had a fucking pillow wrapped around my head, like my head was a hot dog and the pillow was a big sausage, 2 buns. And I had it squished on my head. And then I came up with the brilliant idea, and I went into Katie's camera room and grabbed her headset that she uses when she does the show. So then I had these in. Alright? So then I had these fuckers in. So now I had these as head, and so I'm laying there. And at one point at about 9:30, I said, fuck this. There's no way to fucking properly sleep with this shrilling sound going on. So, yeah. If you live in North Hollywood, I guess they test their alarms every and they just, like old school, they throw a switch. Like one asshole must be sitting there in the office pushing the button. Ma, ma, ma. And then we got a little Mexican maintenance guy that just goes to every door. Knock, knock, knock. Hey, ¿qué pasó? Can I see if it's working? Oh, it's working. Okay. And Katie comes in. She goes, this is going to be doing this all day. I go, what do you mean all day? She goes, the guy told me all day. And I said, that's bullshit. That's fucking ratchet shit, man. She's like, I know, it's fucking ratchet. So, that's the morning. An alarm going off. But hey, there's no alarms going off here. There was a fire in this building, it just fucking burned down with us in it. Not fucking, there's no notifying that we're gonna burn up and die in this motherfucker. Nope, no way. So, a lot of things have been going on. Those of you who missed the night show, we had an interesting night show. It was quite entertaining. As always, we have the great and vivescent Katie Summers joining us. She was giving us stories about. She's always got stories about disease, gays, or some fucking half-assed celebrity doing something. It's not news that involves presidential things, okay? It's not news that involves anybody saving burning children from buses or ferries, nothing like that. It's basically just disease, gays, and I don't even know. I don't even know. It's just always bizarre, okay? She's always just got some bizarro, just a fucking bizarro, fucking, just a bizarro, it's just like a bizarro land, okay? So, okay, here we go. And now I will hit on some news that Rob Black would like to fill you in with. Seriously. That way we can at least feel mildly non-informed, like, well, not informed. Informed where it's not about AIDS, gays, and disease. Yesterday, I gave you guys the drone attack stories. And I just wanted to give you guys a update on the happenings, okay, of what is going on with what's it called? The airplane. We haven't did an update on the airplane. Now, the Malaysian airliner, they still can't find it, okay? They cannot find the airliner. They've been combing the goddamn floor for this fucking plane. They have been looking, and they still can't find it. I find it incredibly bizarre that this airliner, and this is what's really bizarre about it, and I hate to sound like all the conspiracy nuts, okay? But when you talk to people that give you knowledge about the whole crashing of airplanes, they all will tell you that eventually some debris, and we're not even just talking about a fucking a wing. We're talking about a life vest. We're talking about a fucking a cushion. Talking about a paper cup. We're talking about there always some type of debris that eventually floats to the top, and especially a plane of that magnitude. We're not talking about a little Cessna. We're not talking about a tiny little fucking 727. We're talking about a huge airline plane that had almost 300 passengers on it, including the pilots and the stewardesses and stewardettes and whatever the fuck you call a guy stewardess. I don't know. Are they stewardesses? And that plane went down into the water, so they say. They had pings from its black box going off. Ping, 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 so they say. And they narrowed it down to a couple-mile radius in this area with sonar equipment they got from our Navy of these pings. So within an area, they pretty much were getting these signals. So they sent this underwater drone, my favorite drones, to comb the sea floor. And ladies and gentlemen, this fucking drone has now been down there like 10 times and has not caught one fucking glimpse of the airplane. To me, that's some fucking crazy shit. And again, I don't want to sound like one of those conspiracy nuts that say the airplane's like in a hangar somewhere, or fucking aliens took it, or stupid shit like that. But I find it incredibly bizarre, and bizarre is a understatement, that they have not fucking found this airplane. And again, when they make references and say, well, other airlines, it took them 2 years for the wreckage or to find the black boxes, they never say 2 years for the wreckage. They say 2 years for the black boxes. At this point, fuck the black boxes. How about just a fucking paper cup that says fucking Malaysia airliner on it? How about a chopstick from the fucking airplane? They can't find anything. Okay, it's like fucking Lost. And I'm not saying Lost at sea. I'm talking about Lost, the TV show Lost. All right? Right now, somewhere, there's a Chinese version of Lost going on with not just one chain, but all chains. All right? That's the Chinese guy that was in Lost. So, just in case some of you didn't know. So, there's your update. I wanted to give you that, because when I bring it up, when Katie's giving the news, she's like, fuck that airplane. She don't want to hear about the fucking airplane. I mean, she's a real fucking downer when it comes to the fucking airplane. You know? Unless that fucking airplane is full of gays and they're full of disease, she don't want to talk about it. So I just wanted to give all my fans, because I know we've all been talking about the Malaysian airliner. That's the story there. Second story that I wanted to touch on that I know Summers doesn't talk about, and that's the South Korea ferry disaster. And if you don't know about that, it was don't ask me how, again, a lot of these countries have really bizarre, I don't know, traditions, procedure. They do weird shit. So there was a ferry boat that was basically fucking bizarre. Anyways, it was a ferry boat that had school children on it, and it was a tour, all right, a field trip of 476 kids. Okay, 476 kids, and basically it somehow capsized. Don't really know how it capsized. Don't know how it capsized, but it fucking capsized. And they are still pulling bodies. So basically what happened is it capsized. And you actually have the captain of the boat getting off before most of the students did. Like the captain climbed over others, like kids, like children. The captain climbed over kids to be one of the first ones out in the boats. Now, this ferry took a sharp right turn, and the cargo, they believe, somehow shifted. And it kind of lifted to a point of not coming back, and it flipped over. Okay? And when the captain and the people told everybody to basically abandon ship, he delayed people to get out of the boat because he was afraid that they would be swept away and drowned. So he told a lot of the people to stay put in this ferry boat when it capsized. And like I said, it was on its side. And so there was panic, and there were people that didn't know what to do. There were people that literally stayed on this boat for about 40 minutes after the ferry ran into trouble. And when they finally told everybody to get the fuck off the boat, it was almost impossible for a lot of people to escape. So basically, when that thing started to flip, and it did flip and start to be like, all right, we're fucked, the captain, they waited like 40 minutes to almost an hour until they basically told everybody, all right, dude, we got to get the fuck off this boat. And by that time, you had people that were trapped, you had people that were fucking fucked up, and at the end of it, they're looking at almost 200 school kids that are dead. And they've already pulled about 120 of them out of the boat, bodies. They had 476 people that were aboard the ship, or they had 476 people that were aboard the ship, and 200 of them are unaccounted for, which means they're fucking dead. They've already pulled 120 from the boat and from the water in these white blankets, and they're got to get the other 80 out. So the concept is when that fucking boat got in trouble and did the flip, started on its turn, if this captain and the shipmates would have just fucking said, all right, everybody, we got to get the fuck off this boat or we're all going to die, you would have basically had minimal to no loss of life. But they waited 40-odd minutes before the call was made to abandon ship. And by that time, the captain was already off on another boat, and he was gone. And that's some fucked up shit. And I have no idea what school has a field trip on a fucking ferry in the middle of water that they say is 10 degrees, murky. I mean, it's not like they're out on a fucking Lake Havasu drinking fucking beers, and I mean literally, it's like it's just a shitty fucking crappy ocean, and they're on a boat, a fucking ferry. Why? Well, like, who does this? And when I say the beers, I'm not talking like, school kids be drinking beers. I'm just saying, it's not like they're on Lake Havasu. They're on like some fucking little bullshit lake. Like, hey, ooh, I fell in the water. Ooh. They're like seriously in some fucking deadly oceans. Like, fucking deadly oceans with horrific chill, and it's like, who would do this? Asians, that's who would do this. Seriously, I mean, me and Katie would talk, like, there's Katie, and the first thing she said is, who goes on a field trip on a ferry in the middle of the fucking ocean? Like, who likes to, like, yeah, I remember growing up, and it was like, hey, Mom, hey, Dad, I got to get this paperwork signed because we're going on a field trip to the museum. What happened to a fucking museum? Hey, Mom and Dad, we're going out on a ferry about 50 miles into this fucking frigidly cold, dangerous water. Could you sign off on it? I get the fuck out of here. No, you're not going on a ferry in the middle of the ocean. No, get out of here. Sorry. Go see the fucking dinosaurs at the fucking museum, please. You all right? Who goes on there? Who does this? Asians, actually does. South Koreans. Koreans, remember, they eat dog, for Christ's sakes. South Korea, North Korea. Rest my case. All right? Fuck, man. You gotta feel for these families. They fucking go on a goddamn field trip. Like I said, I remember going to back in Rochester. I think I was like in 5th grade, and they have a museum type thing that people dress up like fucking colonial times, and you walk around, and they have like houses made where like they reenact like, hello, I'm fucking Bob, and I'm making hoofs, fucking horse hoofs, metal hoof shoes. Those horseshoes. And that's my wife, and she's churning butter, and the girl's churning. That field trips I went on. So, and you're just like, oh, that's cool. You know, and then big Amishy beards and shit. That's the field trips I went on. I think I went to the museum that was indoors where you saw dinosaur bones and shit like that. That's the field trips I went on growing up. I never went on a fucking ferry boat. Listen, all my years of growing up, I never went on anything dangerous as part of the school. Okay? Never happened. Okay? So Katie says they wanted to kill all those kids. Asia is a homicide-suicide mission. It is. It is. Fuck, man. From airplanes. Katie goes, well, that's not. Katie tells me, she goes, that's not Korea. I said, listen, Chinese, Malaysian, it's all in that Korea, North Korea, South Korea, the Singapore. It's all in that region of weirdo-ness. Dog eating, airplane missing, ferry boat sinking, just weird shit that happens. And they're like, yeah, we're normal. Ferry, I mean, again, I've never, ever experienced any type. Listen, you can talk shit on America all you want and say that we're irresponsible and we do this and we do that. But again, field trips on ferry boats, basically 400 kids, that won't happen in the United States. Like I said, you might get a Lake Havasu type of thing. You know, a lake fucking 10 feet deep and fucking... I can't. I mean, I've been to Lake Havasu. You see pictures of Lake Havasu. Even when kids are there getting fucked up, nobody's fucking dying. So I can't even fathom in the United States of America anybody going to their parents, going, yeah, our school over here at Beverly Hills High, yeah. They're planning a field trip where we're going to go off the PCH in a ferry boat, 400 of us, like 50, 60, 70 miles. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Parents, don't get out of here. Go tap dance some more. Go to Juilliard. Go do Fame or something. You ain't fucking getting on a boat. Get out of here. What are you kidding me? My parents used to get funky when it was the field trip, and you know you have to take a bus, or you have to have parents carpool. My mom would be like, "Who's driving? Who's driving my kid around?" And that's just something that in America, as crazy as we all are, I got to give it up for the American parents. Yeah, you get your parents that torture and mutilate their own children and drown them. But come on, that's far and few between, all right? If you add up all the millions and millions of children that are in the United States, it's not like kids are getting tortured and beaten every fucking every hour on the hour and showing up dead in hospital rooms, all right? For the most part, I think the American family is pretty strong. I think they're pretty responsible, and I'm pretty safe to say I don't know too many American families that would be cool with their kids just randomly being on ferry boats in the middle of the fucking ocean in freezing cold weather. Besides, you know, we're even if you're like, well, what if something happened? And there's no, I mean, even if you think of the worst case scenario and say, well, let's say the worst case scenario is the boat gets in an accident, they get stranded, and somehow they got to abandon ship. At least they're, you know, in nice fucking warm water. They're like in 10-degree water. I think they said it was like the 10 degrees or 5 degrees. I mean, we're talking about seriously cold shit. So any of the kids, you know, they said any of the kids that were possibly trapped and maybe they found an air pocket, you know, maybe a couple of the kids found air pockets or something like that. They said they had no chance of surviving because the water was so fucking cold. So even if you fucking were in some kind of survival movie where you're like, all right, man, we got air, okay, well, we'll just bang on shit and they'll hear us. The water was so fucking cold they couldn't even survive in the fucking water for more than a fucking hour. So it's like these kids had no fucking chance of survival whatsoever. Even if they found compartments to fucking breathe in, they froze to death. That's how fucking horrific this accident was. So you gotta feel for the Chinese kids there, and having stupid parents and stupid school officials that have no problem with them going on a fucking going on a goddamn trip in the middle of the water. It's just fucking nuts. So there you go. I just thought I would throw that to you guys because we don't talk about those types of things when Katie Summers is giving us news that we could use. So I wanted to throw that out there. So let's now shift our focus to some pornography. And there's a couple stories that are out in the porn world that I wanted to kind of touch on, because I guess it's come to the point where you have to at some point even God, you know, even issues that you normally would not support or you would normally not back people, you have to come out and either support or you have to come out and at least acknowledge what the fuck is going on. And I've said this time and time again, and I'll say it again. Okay? Let me say it again. When it comes to this program and this show and what we do here, we don't have a dog in this fight. And what I mean by that is we've never come out and said we are explicitly for this group, we are explicitly for that group, we do this, we do that, we won't tolerate this, we won't tolerate that. We have issues that present us. And when these issues are presented to us, we comment on them. Now, if you take the interpretation of our comments as being one side or another, then so be it. Now, you can say that we slant to a certain side, and I won't deny that at all. But as far as benefiting from any of these positions, it doesn't happen. We are a one-man island. We really are. We don't get a goddamn thing for any position we take. We don't get a goddamn thing for any position that we help, indirectly or directly. And more times than not, we actually get shit on, even when we're actually trying to do something good. So at the end of the day, we really are, when it used to be, and I don't know if any of you can remember, but there actually used to be a time back in the day when CNN was actually a very popular news organization, and it was what would be considered very neutral. They didn't have a liberal slant, and they didn't have a conservative slant. They really just reported on the news. And really, I find what we do very similar to what CNN did in the early days. Meaning, we don't have an agenda. Rather, we're for Free Speech Coalition, or we're against Free Speech Coalition. Rather, we're for Wicked, or we're against Wicked. Or rather, we're for Manlin, or we're against Manlin. Or we're for AVN, or we're against AVN. Rather, we're for Michael Weinstein, or we're against Michael Weinstein. We take each issue and present the facts of the issues, and then we talk about them. And if our decisions or our mindsets or our opinions fall one side or another, then that's what they do. But, you know, you would hear us talk about Wicked being associated with Manlin, and you say, oh, well, Rob Black hates Wicked and hates Manlin. But then a couple days later, you'll hear Rob Black talk about Axel Braun and promoting Axel Braun and talking about how great Axel Braun is and talking about his movies, and then you'll scratch your head and go, yeah, but he's with Wicked. And we say, well, of course. One really doesn't have anything to do with the other. One has nothing to do with the other. And if our lives were based on, well, we're going to hate everything that is associated with this person, or we're going to hate everything that's associated with this organization, we cut our proverbial nose off to spite our face. And that's not what we do here. We take each issue as it comes, and we talk about it. Now, we've sat here and told you what our modus operandi was from day one of the Rob Black Show, of what we intended to do on the Rob Black Show, from our garnering publicity as being these activists to union creators, all these crazy things that really just amounted to getting publicity, getting the name out there, and approaching areas that we would never have approached and never have gotten publicity from if our agenda was sticking our ass out the window and blowing off farts. So we've always had to gear up and do different things that would achieve ultimately what we have achieved, which is a very successful radio slash TV slash internet slash books slash all these fucking things that add up to the Rob Black Show and everything that comes along with it. From new formats that we're constantly doing, and everything that falls in between. So when we see things that come out that disturb us, and we feel we have to comment on them, we don't really care if somebody that we don't like is a part of that. or against it or whatever. Again, we don't basically take that approach of, well, I know we don't like this, and we have to not do this because this person doesn't like it, and if we do that, then it will show that we're aligning. It's insane, literally insane. So everybody's favorite inbred hillbilly, and that goes by the name of Mike South, somebody who's incredibly ignorant, but not only ignorant, somebody that is incredibly dangerous when it comes to the adult business. And what I mean by that is it's one thing to have a little blog that people will look at and laugh about, and did you see the pictures of the girls spreading their pussies apart? A bunch of ratchet bitches. Yeah. And then it's another thing when you're creating lies and you're creating venom on a website that goes past what is a humor blog. It goes past jabbing somebody. You know, when we make stories about Brad Armstrong being a haberdashery business owner, basically being a dressmaker, it's a story that is based off of facts. We create a story that is based off of Brad Armstrong telling Cosmopolitan that he is making dresses. He's making costumes. So in turn, we talk about that. In turn, we create stories about that, and we have a good time. When we make a story about Brad Armstrong and about him being on his way out at Wicked, it is based off of our observations of what's going on with Axel Braun and the movies that Brad is making, and movies that Axel is making, and what is exactly happening with them. And again, when you read the article, nothing is made up, nothing is a lie. It's all based on Brad Armstrong making dresses, Brad Armstrong making Aftermath, Brad Armstrong doing movies that amount to shit, and Axel Braun being a superstar. Again, these are all stories that are observations that, yes, at times are a little biting and they're a little harsh, but at the end of the day, all in good fun with a tongue-in-cheek vibe to it. Now, Mike South straight up lies. Mike South straight up lies. And on top of just lying, Mike South says things that are just dangerous and supports things that are dangerous. He really does. And yesterday and today, this man has posted, I guess you would call them articles, that are really, really dangerous. They're really dangerous because they show to the world that let's take the first article before we take the newest article, and let's talk. And we touched on this last night, and I want to touch on it a little bit more. Now, Mike South yesterday did a post about these two scumbag piece of shit girls that basically I hope go to jail. I hope when they're in jail they get fucking raped and tortured by a couple guards and some inmates. But this Stephanie Hurd and Sarah Samora, basically XBiz and AVN ran an article about these two girls being arrested for making crush videos. And what crush videos are, ladies and gentlemen, are when people kill animals for the filming of sexual gratification. So they kill the animal while they're naked or they're jerking off or whatever it is. And that is a way to have people get off. I mean, people masturbate to that. A lot of the websites, like Clips for Sale, have outlawed videos like that. And it's something that's deplorable. It's disgusting. And it is the first stage of being a serial killer. You've all read stories. We've all heard from different psychologists. You've heard from different documentaries. You've heard from different family members of mass murderers, of serial killers, that their knowledge of their loved one or their friend or their patient, their knowledge and what they know of that person starting out was that they tortured small animals. And it was never just, oh, they started out torturing a cat. No. A lot of these people started with chickens. A lot of them started with a rabbit. These are all things that they progressively eventually moved on to people. So when you're a girl and you can take a chicken or you can take a rabbit or you can take a pig and basically bash its brains in on camera while somebody's fucking jacking off in a corner, or you're fucking playing with your pussy while you're fucking karate chopping a fucking animal and killing it, you are on your way to being a mass murderer. Sorry, okay? That is a fact. And the people that watch these videos are already fucking mass murderers. And if they haven't committed their first mass murder yet, they're on their way to doing it. There's absolutely no rationale for somebody to kill animals for sexual gratification and make videos of it. There's just not. There really isn't. And we can argue free speech, and we can argue these types of things. Well, where does that stop? And what do you mean, where does it stop? There is no slippery slope. There is no where does this stop. Killing an animal for sexual gratification and making videos of it is deplorable, is disgusting, and I'm not even Mr. fucking PETA where I don't eat meat and I don't fucking wear leather. There's just something you just don't do in society, which is killing animals for sexual gratification and filming it. Has nothing to do with being a PETA member. I will eat the fuck out of cows. I'll eat the fuck out of chickens. I'll wear fucking belts and leather boots and leather jackets. But there's just a line that really has nothing to do with a PETA member and that's killing an animal for sexual gratification and selling that to people that are into watching animals die for sexual gratification. That's nothing more than just not being a mentally fucked up individual. That's it. And again, it has been proven that serial killers and murderers start their journey on that path, killing small animals when they are young. So, again, it has nothing to do with PETA. It has nothing to do with a First Amendment right. It has to do with just historically the fact that killing small animals for not hunting purposes, and I'm not talking about hunting just to be a hunter, but, oh, I'm starving, I live in the fucking backwoods, it's 1905, let me fucking kill this rabbit so me and my family can eat because we're, okay, I'll give you a half a pass there. And that was 1905, not 2014. I'll give you that. But in 2014, to just be running around forests looking for rabbits to capture and then to take them and bash their heads against trees, you're a serial killer on the way to 10, 20 victims. So Mike South actually does a story where he defends what these women did. And he defends their right to do this. And he claims that crush videos are no different than a mercy killing when you have to euthanize your pet and you kill your beloved pet yourself, which I've never even fucking met anybody that's ever done that in their entire fucking lives. But once again, we're talking about Mike South. We're talking about an inbred hillbilly. We're talking about somebody that is so ignorant and stupid that posts lie after lie. And at this point, ladies and gentlemen, if you believe anything this asshole writes on his website, you're as stupid and as ignorant as people that wear these fucking things, these hockey helmets. Seriously. And they're not hockey players, they're retarded individuals. Literally. That's how fucking, if you believe anything Mike South writes on his blog, whether it's about Free Speech Coalition, whether it's about Rob Black, whether it's about Christian Man, whether it's about Diane Duke, you're completely retarded. Any sense of newsworthiness that you could actually get from Mike South is gone. It's been gone, but in these last couple weeks, since he's been outed about his spreading disease in Georgia, and him telling everybody that he has Georgia OSHA inspectors on set, and he was outed, and there was no place for him to fucking hide. He has been unfucking raveling, and basically now his site is nothing more than a weekly world news report where they talk about aliens meeting the president, and he's got 4 complete lunatic losers that post nonsense on his message board, accompanied with him posting under fake names. And that is now what you get. And without even reading Mike South's entire blog post, you could just take little snippets out and actually identify how incredibly insane this person is. And let me give you one quick taste. And we talked about this last night, ladies and gentlemen. Now listen to this. Okay? This is one of the quotes he says. When I was in the 2nd grade, I took a .22 rifle to school every day. And when school let out, I walked home through the woods. If I killed some squirrels or rabbits, that's what we would have for dinner. I've never killed anything we didn't eat. Or in the case of the dog and cat, wasn't a mercy kill. And ladies and gentlemen, I ask this question. What fucking school did you ever hear of in a civilized part of a city, in a town, in the United States that lets 2nd graders go to school with 22 gauge rifles? Seriously. Again, I'm 40, and I don't know, Mike South is what, 60? 55? I don't remember the 50s, you able to bring shotguns to school, and your teacher takes your shotgun and hangs it in a fucking locker, and then as soon as you get done, your teacher hands you back your fucking shotgun, and then you put it back over your shoulder, and you just, you know, mosey on back down to your home, looking for fucking rodents to fucking kill, to take to Ma and Pa to eat. Is that the most ludicrous thing you've ever heard of? Now, he's either making this up because he's fucking delusional and needs something to just talk about, or this is somebody that is so out of touch, number one, so ignorant, number two, and so stupid to try to make everybody believe that he's some type of rocket scientist, where he's growing up in the parts of the country where they literally let you take shotguns to school or rifles to school, and that this guy was so inbred that his family, his mom and dad, I guess his mom and dad didn't have any jobs there in hillbilly, wherever the fuck he's from, that it was the 2nd grader's responsibility to go hunting for dinner. That's what he said. That's what he fucking said. Unless they already had dinner, and whatever Mike South, shot on his way home from school was an appetizer. And talking about eating squirrel or rabbit. What inbred hillbilly motherfucker would be eating squirrel? Okay? Squirrel is about a half a notch up from a fucking sewer rat. So, who fucking eats squirrel? Once again, unless you're an inbred hillbilly motherfucker, and in that case, at what point did this inbred hillbilly motherfucker who doesn't have a stable family that would have food on the table, where little old Mikey doesn't have to go hunting and the 2nd grade for squirrel for dinner, that would be able to send him off to college where he would graduate and get a job for NASA? Bullshit! That is bullshit! This guy is the biggest inbred, ignorant motherfucker there is walking today. Everything he says is a fucking lie. The guy is delusional, and he's sitting here talking about killing squirrels when he was in 2nd grade with a rifle that he would bring to school every day. Fucking what? This guy, he's one of the Columbine kids. He's one of the Columbine kids. He's one of the Columbine kids. Again, my father Okay, my dad is 75. I know Mike South ain't 75. And I know for a fact, when my dad was going to school, they were not allowed to bring firearms in the fucking class. I know this for a fact. Now, you might say to me, well, Rob, that's because your dad went to school in New York. And see, people like Mike South, when they go to school, they go to school where? Where the fuck do you go to school? In what inbred hillbilly fucking town do you go to school where kids are bringing firearms to class? Huh? Is that the same school that Huckleberry Finn goes? Well, where the fuck is that? Where is that? Where is that? Huckleberry Finn and his one friend that they call the Little Nigger Jim. That's where? And somehow Mike Saab graduated from that environment to be a rocket scientist for NASA? Bullshit. Bullshit. This guy is an inbred motherfucker. He's never had a degree. If he's a rocket scientist, where is his degree? Where did he graduate from college from? I'd love to see his diploma. Another guy who goes, oh, I'm a rocket scientist. Really? Okay. Where's the diploma you have? All these people have these fucking college educations, but nobody has a fucking diploma. Okay? You know the kind of thing that when you go to a doctor's office, the cocksucker's got framed on his fucking wall, and you're like, oh, wow, you went to Pepperdine. Cool. Wow, awesome. You know, you go to a lawyer's office, they got it on their wall. Where are all of these college-educated motherfuckers' degrees? Mike Saab never went to college. He's an ignorant motherfucker who's talking about hunting for dinner for his family in second grade with his rifle. All right, there's your first sign. And here's your second warped out, fucked up thing. Listen to this. He goes, okay, you ready? You ready for this? One of my girlfriends had a cat with feline leukemia. I liked that cat. It was laid back, and it liked me. Oh, rock on, Mike. She called me one day in tears because she was going to have to take it to be euthanized. It had seen its last day. She asked me to go with her. When I got there, the cat was indeed in bad shape. Couldn't move off its blanket, and the vet had told her to bring it in. The cat hated the vet. Okay, it always was scared. It scared the thing to death, and it seemed wrong for me to do that. It seemed wrong for me for it to be that afraid during its last hours. So I put it in its basket with its blanket. I opened a can of tuna for it. It couldn't eat, but it was licking the juice, and I shot it, ending its life both quickly and hopefully peacefully. More so than waiting to die in a metal box pumped full of gas as the vet or however they do it. And then he says, my point is that animals are property. You may not like the concept, but it's that way. The law here views it, and it is the way it should view it. If you think I'm wrong about that, try to sue the person who killed your dog for anything other than what you paid for the dog. You can't sue for emotional anything or punitive damages or pain and suffering of you or the dog. I mean, think about this. With property comes property rights. Do you have the right to do as you want with your property, as long as it doesn't endanger anyone else or their property? Should I have been charged for killing my dog or Taylor's cat? can you fucking believe this? And then he goes, while everyone in porn is up in arms about requirements to make performers use condoms, claiming First Amendment rights, do Zamora and Heard have a First Amendment right to their artistic expression? Popular speech doesn't need to be defended. Only speech worth defending is unpopular speech. And it's like, think about this. This is a guy that 2 posts before talks about how Treasure Island Media doing videos where guys are shooting needles in their arms, and fucking supposedly 20 guys that have AIDS are shooting their AIDS cum in a fishbowl and then putting it in another gay guy's asshole. And Mike South is condemning them and saying that they're trying to be extreme associates because I did things like that, so he says, and abused women and so forth and so on. So he condemns all of that. But then in the same blog posts talks about it's all right to kill animals, not for hunting, not for food, but for sexual gratification. And that should be protected. And then equates that performers that are up in arms over using condoms and a free speech First Amendment right, if that is their case, then they should be defending women who kill animals for sexual gratification, and that's artistic expression. Again, this guy just sits there and takes fucking pain pills. He really must. He just take pain pills and randomly write shit. And this is somebody who brags that he is the blogger that everybody listens to. His buddy Adela from Fine Ass Marketing gets him hooked up with places like CNBC, where they crown him the most influential blogger in the industry. Think about all of this. And he's now condoning murdering of animals for sexual gratification, which is just beyond belief. Condemning people in the business who are upset about having to use condoms, and comparing me and Treasure Island as one and the same, and saying that it's our fault that we have regulation in the business. I mean, the guy is really just insane. He really is just insane. Again, if you take it back 5 minutes ago, the mere fact that a metal box pumped full of gas, first off, is not how they euthanized a pet. Secondly, how anybody could kill one of their own fucking pets with a bullet to the head is perplexing to me. And what kind of gun do you use to shoot a cat that doesn't split its fucking head open? What, I mean, and then what does Mike South do? Throw it in the trash? I mean, all of these concepts are just so asinine. And when you read the shit, you can't not but imagine how anybody could take this asshole serious by the stuff he writes when he goes, "We got a problem. Here's a scandal." How do you not just read anything he writes and laugh it off as nothing but lies and delusional fantasies? Seriously. This is a guy who's talking about killing his girlfriend's cat. He goes over and goes, you don't want to take it to, he didn't, you want to know what, he just wanted to kill an animal. Had nothing to do with humanely. He just wanted to kill a fucking animal. That's it. He wanted to sit there, take the cat, have it fucking eat some fucking tuna, and then shoot it in the fucking head. That's what he wanted to do. Humanely, inhumanely, regardless. Who would ever say to their girlfriend, "Hey, hon, you want me to go with you to the vet to put your dog down? Fuck it, I'm gonna just kill him right now." Who does that? Who fucking does that? Unless you're some backwoods hillbilly motherfucker that is an ignorant, uneducated, racist cocksucker who does nothing but spread lies on a website day after day after day. That's the only person I know. Because to fucking kill your girlfriend's pet instead of taking it to the vet, I mean, just that alone. Just that alone. It's like unfathomable to think that you would be the one to be like, nah, let's not take your family pet to the vet. I'll kill it. Who would want to even have that on their hands unless you're a sick, twisted fuck that is fine with crush videos? That's the only type of person that would be into this type of shit. Seriously. Seriously. I mean, seriously. Again, Katie Summers says, I hope Mike South burns in hell. He's a complete lunatic. I never would wound up anything. I never get wound up on anything he says, but openly telling a story how he shot a cat because it was going to die, that's what a fucking vet is there for, whether the cat hated the vet or not. What he did was horrible. And for him to compare killing an animal for food to killing an animal to come is disgusting. I hope he burns in hell. I mean, seriously. It really is just, it's just ludicrous. It really is fucking ludicrous. How anybody could support any of this shit that this guy says, and more importantly, how when he makes a post about anything that is part of the business, that you go, oh, okay, maybe there's an issue there, maybe there's a book, is nuts, okay? Is nuts. Seriously, it's nuts. And what's even more nuts is to go to this idiot's webpage and look at some of these idiots that Mike South has that post there. Besides him himself, this guy Tim Tritch, who goes by the name of Jilted, that guy is probably the second most dangerous man in our industry as far as running around. Seriously, because he equates crush videos to women and their abuse in porn. Seriously, This guy, Tim Trich, who equates taking a innocent animal who doesn't consent, doesn't do a fucking thing, and gets killed on film for sexual gratification, and he equates that to what goes on in the adult business. And the best part is, this guy is so insane, he has no clue about the adult business. He can tell everybody how he knows all about disease. Well, of course he knows all about disease. He worked with Sharon Mitchell at fucking AIM. He was part of a very, very controversial group of people that all came down with HIV/AIDS at the same time, and it was basically really the first of its kind, where you had a guy and a whole bunch of girls get HIV/AIDS. We haven't had that in, Jesus Christ, a decade. And it's only my speculation, I find it incredibly suspicious that this guy, Tim Trich, was involved. And you've all heard of those doctors. We did a story yesterday about a doctor who infected patients with hepatitis C. I wonder if Tim Trich was involved in some way with infecting people with HIV/AIDS. Because this guy, if you read his older posts, talks about blood will be spilled in the business. He talks about setting off bombs in the business. I mean, the guy is unstable. He really is. The guy is unstable, and you read the posts where he basically talks about animals and how they're treated is more humane than porn performers. I mean, it's fucking just a lunacy, man. Okay? It is literally fucking lunacy. It really is. It is definitely fucking lunacy. I've never been more. I've never been under. I've never read things that are more crazy. Okay. Seriously, you got to understand something. This guy, Tim Trich, is really a unstable guy. He really is. I mean, he makes these wild, delusional claims. Oh, I mean, if you listen to this guy, Tim Trich, you would swear that every performer in the adult business, it works under distress. I'm telling you, if you listen to this guy, Tim Trich, who goes by the name of Jilted, you would think that every adult performer works with a gun to their head. That's how this guy sounds. He really is upset that people are upset about crush videos. I mean, it really is. These are the people that support Mike South. Okay? Okay? Seriously. These are the people that support Mike South. Complete, ignorant, and when it comes to Tim Trich, dangerous people. Okay? Seriously. Tim Trich is a dangerous human being. Seriously. Tim Trich is a dangerous human being. And I would love to reopen up the HIV infections that happened with Miss Arroyo, Darren James, all of them, and see exactly who got what, when they got it, because I'm telling you, this Tim fucking Tritch, somehow had a hand in all of this. That's my opinion. I don't know that to be fact, but I'll tell you, shit doesn't add up. And when you read this guy's posts, Tim Tritch jilted, when you read this guy's posts, you'll see somebody that's not stable. You read this guy's posts, and you literally will fucking hear somebody who is not stable. Somebody that is sick, man. Somebody that is sick. When you're talking about blood being spilled in the adult business, when you're rattling off Kenny Rogers songs, when you're talking about bombs going off in the business, when you're talking about things like that, you know, you gotta fucking wonder when this type of speech is invoked, and his connection to HIV/AIDS. And think about this, guys. Think about this. That was the last time you legitimately had HIV transmission that had no links to transsexuals, to gays, to rent-a-boys. You really had no connection with the HIV outbreak with Darren James and Miss Arroyo and Jessica D and that whole group of HIV recipients to this new crop of HIV that happened in the last year. You have completely different circumstances. And one of those main circumstances was a guy named Tim Tritch. Guys, this isn't fucking rocket scientists here, man. Okay, this ain't Mike South rocket scientist. Look at it. Look at the fucking facts. The cases of HIV that's happened recently, you can all point it to different things that have happened that you could go, okay. You could look at kink and say they have public disgrace that involves 20, 30, 40 different people. You could say that they have transsexual and gay shoots where people are barebacking. Okay. You could talk about people with wounds on their bodies performing in sex. Okay. You could talk about performers that have boyfriends that are homosexuals. Okay. All of these things, you could talk about guys like T.J. Cummings who performed in gay scenes. Okay. You can equate all of these things. You can equate all of these things where you can't put a definitive punctuation on that fucking HIV diagnosis. But a decade ago with Arroyo and Darren James and even Mark Wallace, if you want to take it back a couple years even before, you all had punctuations. You all had one guy, Mark Wallace, and he, AIDS, 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 AIDS. Done. Punctuation. And then you had Darren James. AIDS, 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 AIDS. Done. Punctuation. Clean. Simple. And here we are a decade later, and ain't so clean and simple. Where is that link? Tim fucking Tritch. That's the link. That's the fucking link. And when you go on to Mike South's site and you talk about crush videos and you talk to Mike South and Tim Tritch, and you got these two guys that are literally defending murdering animals to come. That's what it amounts to. Murdering animals to come. That, ladies and gentlemen, is fucking weird. That's sick. That's creepy. And that is serial killer shit. That's serial killer shit. Murdering an animal for sexual gratification, look it up. That's serial killer shit. Look it up. This ain't Rob Black talking. Now, this is some serious fucking psycho fucking book shit. Read it. Look it up. And that's what's going on with Mike South. Mike South is fucking promoting murdering of animals for sexual gratification. And one of his fucking active readers, posters, supporters, Tim Trich, a.k.a. Jilted, is backing his play. And this guy, Tim Trich, is backing his play. Why? Because I feel this motherfucker is a serial killer that is sitting there waiting. He already struck 10 years ago, and now he's waiting to strike again. He's exactly what he says he is, jilted. He's jilted from an industry. He's jilted from people that he looks at, that he wants to help by killing. And when you read his posts, when he talks about, oh, so you guys will defend an animal, but you won't defend these women. You won't defend these porn performers who are all enslaved. And yeah, okay, Tim Trich. Listen, I'll give you, I'll give everybody. You've heard me talk about the 19-year-old fucking girl who gets off the fucking the Greyhound and gets hooked up with one of the fucking low-life pimps. Okay, I'll give you a girl like that, and that is far and few between. Most of the other girls are Bonnie Rottens with fucking tattoos that say hate on their fucking knuckles. Fucking girls like it. Let me tell you something. Go to fucking Luke is back and take a look at the pictures from XRCO. Look at Mike South's pictures from XRCO. There ain't one of those ratchet broads on there that are fucking being forced to do anything. Take a look at them girls on XRCO. Take a look at them fucking girls. Luke is back. Take a look at those girls on Mike South's site. Not one of those ratchet-looking bitches are doing anything against their will. Not one of them bitches are doing something because their fucking pimp boyfriend is standing in the corner going, you better do that. Urgh. Guys, not even fucking close, man. You want to go down you want to go down the list? I would go down the list if I knew who these ratchet broads were. Okay? Bonnie Rotten? Amber Lynn? Carla Lane? Dana DiArmond? Skin Diamond? Fucking Anna Fox? Remy LaCroix? Siren? I mean, Jessica Drake? Delisa Ann? Allie Hayes? The list goes on. Stoya? A bunch of chinks I don't even know. Misty Stone? Sunny Lane? I mean, literally, what of these girls are being forced with guns to their head to fucking be performers, to get AIDS? and they should be protected over fucking animals that are being killed for fucking sexual gratification. Who? I mean, I'm literally looking at some ratchet-ass girls, fucking tattoos on their chest. The Rebecca Bardot? Mary Carey? Should they be Francesca Lay? Should they all be fucking protected? What are you, out of your fucking minds? Tanya Tate? The Taylor Wayne? Nikki Delano? Who? What fucking girls? What girls? Kiki Dare? Should Kiki Dare be protected? Who the fuck should be protected? I don't see one fucking ratchet-ass bitch that should be protected here. Not one ratchet-ass motherfucker. Don't see one motherfucker that should be protected. You know what should be protected? The food from Tim Von Swine, who weighs about 700 pounds. The food from fucking Carla Lane, who weighs 400 pounds. That's what should be protected. Food, all right? Food. Max Hardcore, guy who was in jail with, that worked out every day, and now he looks like he's 500 pounds. Food, that's what should be protected from these fucking people. And Jeff Mullen, booze. Jeff Mullen needs to stop drinking all the booze. There you go. That's what should be protected. There ain't one motherfucker that I've seen in the XR field that needs to be protected from this big bad business over animals being killed and tortured for a bunch of fucking ratchet-ass bitches to fucking get off, sexually gratify a bunch of other fucking serial killer guys. Amazing, man. Fucking guy, you people are amazing, and Tim Tritch is a psychotic lunatic. Tim Tritch is a psychotic fucking lunatic. Him and Mike South are the poison of this industry. End of story. End of fucking story. So that's what I have to say on Mike South and the Crush videos, and I'm sure I'll have more to say about that. I want to take a break for a second, just for a second, so I can pee-pee real quick. It's 1:40, and we're going to be joined by the beautiful Katie Summers at 2 o'clock. But I wanted to get in on this Mike South Free Speech Coalition. He thinks he has a smoking gun, but all he has is a smoking pile of shit with his boy Tim Tritch, a fucking another jerk off. So let me take a pee-pee real quick. Okay, guys? Don't go away, and hold on, and we'll be right back. So just hold on, everybody. Be right back. Don't be fucking ratchet, okay? Let me just give you guys a little soothing sounds of the soothing soft sounds of the 80s. Here, listen to fuck, I don't know. What do you guys want to hear? You want to hear from about Fred Phelps dead, the God Hates Fags guy? Here. Or you want to hear about educated porn stars? Fuck it. Hear God Hates Fags guy. He's always amusing. So hear about him. We'll be right back.
Hello, everybody. Howdy, my little sweet peas. The church is sitting right here. While leading protest at funerals to soldiers were alive. And I thought it was relevant to play that bit first thing in the morning because that guy died. That guy officially fucking died. The guy who runs the God Hates Facts Church is officially dead. Alright, he's dead. So, you got the update first thing in the morning, and guess what? He's dead. He's a fucking corpse. So, wondering if he made it to heaven? Who knows? But he's dead. Fucking dead. The West Memphis Borough fucking church guy is dead. Just a fucking worm food. He's just dead. Okay? Dead. You know what dead is? Do you know what dead is? Dead is just fucking worm food. And I tell you, I don't even know if the worms would eat that guy. Seriously. I don't know if the worms would eat that guy. I don't know if Fred Phelps would literally, I think the fucking worms would shy away from him. But I played that bit in the beginning instead of some music so that you guys would know that he's dead, a fucking corpse. At 11:15 p.m. he died. And what are you gonna do? Hopefully, wouldn't that be something? Well, because listen, first off, the guy lived till he was 84. So, right there, it tells you something that somebody was looking out for him. I mean, let's face it. We can talk about all the bad things that he did and preaching hate, but the cocksucker lived till he was 84 years old. Add up how many people in their lifetimes that we know of that are good people that die so soon. Bill Gates, foreshadowing. Steve Jobs, dead. Terry Coleman, dead. Dana Plato, dead. A bunch of porn actors and actresses, dead. Jesus Christ. Paul Walker, Fast and Furious guy, dead. This goes on and on of people that didn't live to be 84 years old. And not to mention all them chinks on that fucking Malaysian Airlines, all 237 of them, dead, fucking dead. And the West Memphis, Kansas Borough, God Hates Fag Church guy, this fucker lived till he was 84 years old. I'll tell you something. God might hate fags, but I think God liked Fred Phelps because he lived till he was 84. I'd like to live till I'm 84. I don't want to die young. Seriously. I'm getting to that age where I start thinking about holy shit. I'm 40 now. In
Alright,
theory,
fuckers.
if I can live till I'm 80, I only got.
Alright, guys, we're back. You know, it's 11:47, and I know I'm not gonna be able to get to this Mike South. I'm not gonna be able to this other Mike South story because Katie Summers is gonna be hitting us up with the news that we could use in about 12 minutes. Let's see here. I'm just trying. I can't. Because it's a good story, and I want to be able to talk about how Mike South is once again a delusional retard, and when he talks about, you know, he's got these smoking guns and he's got all these information, and again, he has nothing. He really has nothing, and he uses once again a bunch of fake people, XXX Insider, a performer who was HIV positive, and you know, they fell through the cracks and nobody told anybody, and it's all bullshit lies, you know. It really is. It's just bullshit lies. And once again, when you're talking about anything Mike South says, you literally have lies. He is trying to make this connection with this service that is owned by, I don't even know how to say the guy's name, but his name is Fayasi Pirani, and basically he has a testing system, and again, this is what I love about Mike South, because for somehow Mike South promotes Manwin websites on his site. He does. If you go to O-Day Porno, that Mike South has a link to on the top of his website, it goes to Manwin websites. Yes, Manwin websites. The very company that Mike South complains about and says that they're evil, they're the scourge of the business, they're bad people, yada yada yada. Just all the bullshit. And somehow that is acceptable. And I guess whatever lie he will come up with to say, well, he's not really profiting from Manwin, or he's whatever bullshit, ratchet ass excuse he'll come up with, he will. But somehow there's a guy who has basically a website set up where it's linked in with this pass system, and he has their banners on their website, which is even funnier because Mike South also brings up the fact that they have banners on this guy's website. So does Mike South. Again, the guy is the biggest hypocrite and the biggest scumbag piece of shit walking. If you click on JD Odenberger and Associates. The guys who own that company, the guys who own that law firm, J.D. Odenberg and his associate is Reed Lee. Lee sits on the board of Free Speech Coalition, and their law firm has links to Free Speech Coalition on there. So basically, they have the exact same thing with Mike South, that Mike South says this guy, Parisi has. Okay? And so this guy, Parisi Fassi, whatever the fuck his name is, has a website where you can get your AIDS tests. At this clinic, text, and somehow it has an affiliate program. And if somebody joins this program, Free Speech Coalition gets an affiliate commission. And somehow this is all the smoking gun Mike South needs to show you that there's these grand conspiracies going on with Free Speech Coalition. Again, this makes no fucking sense, because he's talking about affiliate programs, which you would have to say the same type of affiliate program that you're part of with Manwin. Again, O-Day porno that Mike South has on his website directly links to a bunch of MindGeek Manwin websites. And if you join those websites, Mike South makes money. Okay. We get that, right? Okay. Well, now Mike South is bitching and moaning and saying, here's the smoking gun for some clinic that's owned by some Arab guy that has a Free Speech Coalition pass logo on their site. Oh, and the guy drives a Lamborghini. My bad. The guy drives a Lamborghini. Oh, well. So the guy drives a Lamborghini. Mike South drives a fucking ratchet pickup truck. And because of this, there's these millions of dollars that Free Speech Coalition is making. Exactly. Does anybody know of any person that goes to this clinic that this Kobayashi or this Fezzi guy own? Again, the only place we know that anybody in the adult business goes to is Talent Testing Services and Cutting Edge. Okay? Where does anybody ever have gone to this clinic or this testing program that this Ferez Prolabilazi runs? Seriously. Where? How, guys? Where? CEO of STDcheck.com in Houston, Texas. Who goes to fucking Houston, Texas to get a fucking AIDS test to work here in Los Angeles, California for wicked fucking pictures? God, I want to break something right now. Again, and he's talking about all of this money that's being... Where? What the fuck is this guy talking about? Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Free Speech Coalition. I'm not the biggest fan of the inner workings of all of these people, but it's for a lot of different reasons. Having a clinic in Texas who throws Free Speech Coalition banner on its website and also participates in this pass system where you can have your test be part of this computer database, and somebody in California or in Alaska with the codes can look up and see that you're tested clean. That is the smoking gun. And if somebody goes to that clinic and you have an affiliate code, he gives you a piece of the money. Really? That's a fucking smoking gun? Can anybody find me any legitimate performers that have gone to stdcheck.com in Houston, Texas? Can anybody find me somebody? Huh? Can anybody tell me about that? Can anybody? Business real. Mike South, if you're telling me that this clinic and the fact that they have a press release back in 2012, okay, which that press release in our industry amounts to this, you fucking jerk off, okay? Just like when you run a press release for the Adult Performers Advocacy Committee, Mike South, remember that? You ran your press release? We haven't heard anything more about that, have we, you fucking jerk off? Press release means this, you dumb cocksucker. So you're going to tell everybody that this press release that they showed saying that they're authorized provider to pass and Free Speech Coalition, and that is the established business relationship, and that Free Speech Coalition is profiting directly off performers testing through STD status as part of Ferezi's affiliate program, and that's your fucking smoking gun? Really? That's the big deal. A clinic in Texas that not one motherfucker in the adult business goes to. I mean, let's face it, Mike, you don't even have your performers go anywhere in fucking Georgia. So what performers are going to some fucking clinic in fucking Texas? Seriously, am I fucking hallucinating? So all of this amounts to smoking guns. All I hear is basically some guy who opened a clinic who called up Free Speech Coalition and said, hi, I have a clinic. Is it all right if we get hooked up and I can put your logos on my website? And I have an affiliate program, and if my affiliate program draws traffic and I make money from people going there, you guys make a referral affiliate fee, and they want, yeah, sure, whatever. How many fucking jerk-offs are going to go to fucking Texas for a fucking test? Even performers that are from Texas won't go to a clinic in Texas. That performer flies out to California and goes to town testing or cutting edge. Mike South, didn't you know that? You would know that if you were part of the industry. You're not part of the industry. You're a fucking ignorant hillbilly that takes talent from Los Angeles, brings them into your fucking trailer, you infect them with disease, and then bring them back out here to Los Angeles where they spread their disease. Okay? You dumb fuck. There's no smoking gun. There's nothing except your stupid, ratchet-ass, disease-ridden dick and your disease-ridden fucking dick of your fucking hillbilly ratchet friends that are out there spreading disease on people. A fucking clinic in Texas. Yeah, that's the smoking gun. We got you, Free Speech Coalition. Woo! We got you. Yeah, let me get my .22 caliber rifle, the one that I shoot cats with. Woo! Stupid motherfucker. You stupid cocksucker! Fucking Mike South. Yeah, again, you gotta be the most ignorant, dumbest, just a fucking asshole on fucking two wheels, man. Seriously. Two fucking wheels. You gotta be a living, breathing asshole. Well, Free Speech Coalition is getting a referral fee from a clinic in Texas. And let me tell you guys something. If you're I mean, he actually even goes so far as to say, well, the clinic charges $200. And if you go to that clinic 2 times a month, that's $400. That means Free Speech Coalition is making half of that in the referral fee. What fucking talent is going to a clinic in Texas, testing twice a month, then getting on an airplane, flying to Los Angeles, and fucking? And then when they re-up their test, they get on the airplane, fly back to Texas, take their... Do you fucking listen to this shit? Do you listen to the ignorance of this fucking guy? Seriously, man. The guy is so fucking ignorant. How do you make this leap? How do you make this the same way you justify killing animals on video for sexual gratification and shooting your girlfriend's cat in the head? That's how you justify all of these things. Because without this, I'm telling you, why is somebody, Jesus Christ, please, will you kill Mike South? I beg you, please, just kill this motherfucker. I'm praying to Jesus right now. Jesus Christ, my almighty Savior, and baby Jesus, and Allah, please kill Mike South. He is an ignorant, dangerous asshole. Please, thank you. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Espiritu Santo. Amen. I'm seriously, think about this. Listen to what, I mean, here's his big, it's like he's so desperately, he really does. He's so desperately, he so desperately wants to be Rob Black. He really does. Okay? He so desperately wants to be Rob Black. He really does, man. And it's scary how desperate he wants to be Rob Black, because him trying to be like me, he's just dangerous. I mean, that's why they make those disclaimers before sporting events or stunt activities or wrestling or even in the show Jackass. And they say, these are professional athletes or these are professional stunt drivers. Don't try this at home or you might die. That's what I need to have a disclaimer from Mike South. Mike South, don't try to do what I do because you look stupid, okay? Don't try to do what I do because you look stupid, all right? When I connect the dots and I make a case against somebody, okay? When I connect the dots and I make a case against somebody, everybody sits there and goes, wow, very fascinating. He has unbelievable points. Oh my God, I see where it's all coming together. When you try to be me, Mike South, you come off like a stupid, ignorant, inbred, shooting a cat in the back of the head, justifying killing animals for sexual gratification asshole. Ladies and gentlemen, his big thing as he breaks down this whole secret relationship, it's like Hooper in Jaws, where he finds the girl's body on the beach. They find the body on the beach and they bring it, and Hooper is talking about, this is from a large squalus, and he's doing the water, and he's like, this on the fucking bonage and denuded bone, and he goes, and this is what happened, and then he starts breaking it down. Mike South goes through all of this, and now he goes, now everybody, this is how free speech makes money. The Free Speech Coalition refers performers to STD status for a twice-a-month STD panel at $200 a pop. That's $400 a month for performers paying for testing out of their own pocket. Free Speech, in turn, collects 50% commission for every referral they send to STD status. STD status bills performers by overcharging for a standard STD panel, and the Free Speech Coalition pockets half of the performers' hard-earned money. A studio like Kink, who pays for their own talent testing, and whose CEO, Peter Ackworth, sits on the Free Speech Coalition board, probably gets a discounted rate and then can write off the performer testing as a business expense. Everybody wins. Well, everybody except the performers, that is. The question now is, how many performers are testing through STD status? None, asshole! None, you cocksucker! Who the fuck goes to Texas and fucking gets a goddamn test in fucking Texas twice a fucking month and then flies back to Los Angeles to go work for fucking Brazzers? Ah, you motherfucker. Mike South, if you ever step foot in Los Angeles, I would shove my hand up your ass and fucking work you like a fuck puppet, man. You are so fucking stupid. And you lie and you distort and you make shit up to try to be a big tough guy. You know, look at everybody, listen to me, talk about me. Look at me, I'm all knowledgeable. And Adela from Finance Marketing, you're a fucking cunt fuck for even being friends with this fuck. And the fact that you even fucking give this piece of shit publicity, the fact that you even have done anything to help this fucking asshole, you ought to be ostracized from this fucking business. You're a fucking dangerous cunt bag who put this loser in fucking business. You're the reason any mainstream attention ever gets put on Mike South. Adela from Finance Marketing, you fucking cunt bag. You're a fucking dangerous cunt bag who gave this fucking asshole Mike South a license to speak like a fucking asshole. Because if you never got him any publicity, he'd be nothing more than this ignorant fuckbag in fucking Georgia claiming he has inspectors on all this sex. It's because of you. He's got a fucking MSNBC logo on his fucking site, Adela, you fucking cunt bag. It's your fucking fault, Adela, that we have Mike South, you fucking dirty twat. Fuck, man. You fucking smelly cunt. Seriously, you're a fucking douchebag. A fucking cummy douchebag. Fucking, yeah, who the fuck is it? Who is... Oh, yeah, you know what? If you go to the same, if you go to Mike South's site and you look at all the performers from XRCO, ladies and gentlemen, basically between Mike South's site and Luke is Back, the pictures you see from XRCO is basically the 90% of the adult industry. That really is. Okay? We don't count the scabby loser scumbags that fuck in a Mike South bukkake like Lindsay Lovehands or some ratchet-ass disgusting slob When Mike South talks about the talent level needs to be upped in Porn Valley because they're really ugly, go take a look at Mike South's website. Take a look at the ratchet-ass bitches this guy's fucking shot, okay? And the girls that he shoots with are even more ratchet because to let guys that don't even have fucking tats shoot loads in their fucking mouth. That's how ratchet these motherfuckers are. But go there and take a look at all the talent that was represented at XRCO. That's all the talent that is working somewhat on a regular basis in Porn Valley. Not one of those fucking motherfuckers have ever tested at the clinic in Texas. Okay? Not one of those talent members have tested at stdcheck.com. Okay? Mike South is a retard. He is a loser. There is not one fucking talent from XRCO that has tested from Texas twice a month and comes out here and fucks in all the scenes for wicked brazzers. Seriously, Mike South is an ignorant fuckhead who is so fucking stupid that the entire industry is shooting between between Vegas and LA. Texas isn't even on the fucking radar. How are we even talking about a clinic in Texas who throws a fucking banner of Free Speech Coalition on their website and does a fucking press release to try to drum up business for a bunch of fucking low-life scumbag talent that are in Texas that go, oh, I'm going to go where the industry goes. Eee. No different than some ratchet-ass bitch in Georgia or a bunch of ratchet-ass talent in Georgia that are like, we're in the porn industry. We work for Mike South. Yeah! No, you're not. You work for an inbred hillbilly douchebag who's not in the adult business. Just like some asshole in Texas who go gets a fucking test and then go works for some fucking jerk-off rancher to fuck his wife for some fucking swinger video, and now they're porn stars. No, they're not. You can take your fucking ratchet-ass car and jump it over 3 cars and call yourself a stuntman, but you're not. You're an asshole who took your car and jumped it over a bunch of cars. That's what you are. You could get a fucking football and go out there in the backyard and put on some equipment and hit each other and call yourself football players, but you ain't. You're a bunch of assholes with football equipment on, hitting each other with a football. There ain't no adult performers that are working currently in this business that are in Texas testing twice a month from this Indian with the Lamborghini. Okay? That's the bottom line. Because Rob Black not only said so, but Rob Black uses common sense. Just like anybody else should when reading anything that this fucking idiot Mike South prints. And more importantly, any of you that are listening that know Adela, tell Adela that she's a ratchet cuntbag who created this piece of shit named Mike South. And you all should go up to her and punch her right in the cunt. That's what you should do. She's the reason that Mike South is where he is today. Because Adela from Fine Ass Marketing gave this asshole a platform. And because he has a platform, he now sits here and spews out lie after lie after lie. And tries to be Rob Black. Tries to connect dots. And his dots that he tries to connect are not connectable. Okay? They're not connectable. They're not connectable. You can't connect them. They're not connectable. That is Mike Sop, ladies and gentlemen. An ignorant, ratchet motherfucker. And we'll talk about this again tonight, but let's face it. There ain't nobody that is going into Texas that is getting testing done twice a month, where Free Speech Coalition gets $200, and there's this grand conspiracy going on. It's Mike South trying to have something relevant and something edgy and something provocative and something investigative to talk about, because he's an ignorant fuck, and talking about murdering animals for sexual gratification makes him look exactly what he is, and that is an inbred hillbilly who promotes torturing animals. And his friend Mike Tritch, Tim Tritch, promotes it. And the 3 other people on his website that stick up for Mike are just as disgusting and deplorable as he is. And his new story about the Indian from Texas with the Lamborghini, which shows you how Mike Sop is so jealous of fucking people that he puts up a picture of the guy and his Lamborghini as some type of smoking gun. In closing, I'd like to give you a glimpse of what an asshole Farisi Perini really is. He got a ticket for parking in the police. He's an asshole? Mike Sop. Why? Because he has a Lamborghini? Really? He's an asshole? Really? And your little friend Adela from Finance Marketing travels all around the world. She's a rock star. She travels to fucking different countries. Is she an asshole, Mike Sop? We're sorry, Mike. Some of us actually have nice things. We didn't take a 22 gauge rifle to school and go hunting for food because our parents were worthless piece of shit providers that said, Mike, we're so hungry, and unless you go out and kill some squirrels, we ain't gonna have nothing to eat. Hey, Mike, you know what? My old man, while your old man was having you hunt squirrels so the family could eat, my old man was buying condominiums and building restaurants called Cheeseburger all across Florida and in the Caribbean. Mike, what do you think of that? Mike, while you were sitting there hunting squirrel, you know what I was doing? I was going to see George Foreman fight. All right, Mike? That's what I was doing, Mike. I was flying in private airplanes, Mike, going to see WrestleMania. That's what I was doing, Mike. See, some of us didn't come from an inbred hillbilly fucking family where we had to fucking hunt squirrel for mom and dad because they are fucking ignorant fucks who couldn't provide for us. Sorry, Mike. I'm sorry that your mom and dad were such incompetent pieces of shit that they left it up to a second grader to go hunting for squirrel so the family could eat. Sorry, Mike. I never had to do that. And apparently this Indian, he didn't have to do that either. And he definitely didn't get a Lamborghini from thousands of Los Angeles porn stars going to Texas and testing at his clinic at $200 a pop twice a month. You stupid motherfucker. Sorry, Mike. You're an idiot. You promote animal torture and killing animals for sexual gratification, and you shoot cats in their head. You're a fucking piece of shit. You'll never be like me. You're not as smart as me. You ain't as good looking as me. You ain't got the guns like me. You, my friend, are an ignorant, disease-ridden scumbag. Sorry. 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 Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Rob Black Show. And we're going to take a minute to get the most beautiful girl on the line. And Mike, listen to me. Katie Summers at her worst day, okay? At her worst day, looks better than anything you could get and anything you've ever had on its best day, you fuck. Hey, let me tell you something. You know, Vicky Vet, if you're listening, you're a fucking ratchet-ass, disgusting fuck. Any girl that supports Mike South and is part of Mike South is a ratchet, disgusting, vile human being. Seriously. And I told people this before, and I guess nobody took me serious, but I'm going to tell you guys, we're going to do this. Bill Maher's doing a thing called Flip a District, where they're outing the most horrific senators and congressmen, and they're putting a push to get them voted out of their district. I'm going to fucking create a fucking site that's going to be called Friends of Mike South. And if you're a fucking friend of Mike South, you're going to be outed as a ratchet-ass motherfucker. All right? Seriously. If you're a friend of Mike South and you contribute to Mike South, you're going to be outed as a ratchet, disgusting piece of shit. And just like they made boycotts with Rush Limbaugh, and people boycotted the advertisers and the people with the advertiser Rush Limbaugh because the stuff he says is deplorably offensive, I'm going to start that with Mike South. And girls that are actually supportive of this fucking disgusting animal-killing piece of shit are going to be outed. Adela from Finance Marketing, you're a ratchet-ass, stinky piece of shit cunt. Vicky Vet, you're a supporter of Mike South. You're a ratchet-ass, disgusting, deplorable fucking cunt. Anybody that supports this piece of shit Mike South is going to be outed. You fly to fucking Georgia to work in a bukkake, you're going to be outed as a ratchet-ass, disgusting piece of shit. That's what you're going to be. So look for that in the next week or so. That will be sprouting up. And that's going to be the ratchet Mike South list. And all the people that support Mike South. All right? And that, my friends, you get to look forward to. Because we ain't going to stand for people that are part of this Mike South regime. This equates to being a Nazi sympathizer. It really does. It really equates to being a Nazi sympathizer. When you support Mike South, you are a ratchet, disgusting piece of shit. And that's the bottom line. All right? That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. Just ratchet, nasty motherfuckers. Just ratchet. Alright, we're going to fucking hit up the beautiful Katie Summers right now. Okay, so hold on. La 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 la. I wanna fuck Katie Summers in the butt. She won't let me. See that, you guys? Katie Summers, I wanna fuck her in the butt. She won't let me. Get it? Get that? All right. Is this Katie Summers? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Katie Summers on the line. It's not a fake imposter. It's not some type of Mike South scumbag, Lindsay Lohan, love hands, Vicky Vec ratchet motherfucker. What we got on the phone is the real deal, the freshest, the wholesomest, supermodel, none other than Katie fucking Summers, who's here to give us the news that we can use. Oh, yeah. Take it away, Katie Summers. Yes, I know the show Vice. Yes. Really? And you know it's not funny. I don't want to say funny, but what is like how do you? I don't want to say funny or ironic, but the kid that you're talking about, he's not like the boss. He's not the big husky guy that's kind of like, he looks aggressive. You know, he looks like a tough guy. The kid you're talking about looks like fucking Dan O'Reilly. Huh? Yeah, I mean, you remember Dan O'Reilly, right? But have you seen pictures of him? Yes. Yes. So Dan is the quintessential hipster douchebag. You know, skinny, we called him skinny jeans. And he wore, that's what I would call him, skinny jeans. So he wore the skinny jeans, and he weighed like about 111 pounds soaking wet, and with the fucking glasses. I mean, he was a hipster douche. But he was a great writer. He wrote scripts for me. He was my production assistant. He was a really good kid. But that's the kid that basically, ladies and gentlemen, is who Katie's talking about, not Dan O'Reilly himself, but a guy from that program, Vice, that got is being held hostage. So imagine Dan O'Reilly getting fucking held hostage by a bunch of Soviets, by a bunch of militant Ukrainians, and that's why I guess it's a little amusing, because it's not that main guy who's like a big dude. It's like little Dan O'Reilly, and I could just see him. I could just see those Ukrainians grabbing the guy by his arm, and he's like, "Ooh, ow, you're hurting me. Ow, ow, ooh, that's not good. Ow." Because I remember there was one episode where we watched when he was out in the field and there was gunfire going off, and he was like, "Oh, ah," and he's all running around, and he just looked funny, flailing his arms, running from the gunfire in like Afghanistan or something like that. It was just funny. Yeah, you know, here's a weird thing, and Kate, you probably don't really know this, and I'll just give you a little brief history if you give a shit. But historically, and this is even dating back to Vietnam, there's always been this written rule that journalists in the time of war were allowed to be journalists. So they were allowed to take pictures. They were allowed to basically do their job without fear of either getting shot or getting kidnapped or any of that type of thing. Now, they weren't allowed to basically, you know, be spies or be anything like, you know, they weren't allowed to really do anything that looked like they were part of military disguising as journalists. So, you know, everybody had to be cautious of that. But if you go back to, like, Vietnam, you had soldiers that literally all they did was took pictures or video, and they were allowed to do this. And that even goes up to the Iraq War. So journalists have always had this kind of carte blanche vibe, where not that they don't get hit by you know, gunfire because they're in the bush like that. There was an ABC reporter who got blown up in a tank and fucking his head got mushed in and he had to learn to walk again. That happens, but where they specifically target a journalist, like what they did with this kid, that shit, it doesn't happen a lot. So when it does, that's some fucking rough motherfuckers, because it's an unwritten rule that you're not supposed to do that. So for them to grab that kid, that journalist, and be like, you know what, you're being an asshole, and now we're gonna fucking hold you and detain you, that's some tough shit. And I'll tell you, you gotta feel for those guys, those journalists, for doing that job. Because I'll tell you, I wouldn't go to a hostile country like that under the guise of just being a journalist, where you're just a journalist. You're not there with a mission of fighting. You're basically unarmed, and you're just there like, hey, man, I'm just here for the story. And they're like, oh, okay, well, we'll leave you alone. Fuck you, man. That shit like what just happens can happen. So I feel bad for that kid. So that's a good story, Catherine. You've got to keep us updated and keep a tab on if he ever gets fucking released or what's going on. Katie, hold on a second. Hold on. Check your audio because I was getting word that they were not able to hear you on adult FYI. Check that out, will you? And make sure you're coming through. I'm gonna go and check. Not to interrupt you, baby. Hang on, I'm gonna check. They were not able to hear you on adult. Okay. You know. Alright, hold on. Hold on, you ratchet motherfucker. Let me check. Hold on. When the river. Okay, say something. Alright, hold on. See, I'm getting a flicker. No, I lost you actually, hon. Oh, okay. I got you. Okay, hold on. Let me refresh you. Okay, hold on. 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 I'm getting a flicker. No, I lost you actually, hon. Hold on. Alright. Oh, okay. Nah, baby, I'm okay. Okay, I'm getting nothing. I'm getting what? Let me yeah, I actually just got your off-stream thing. Did you turn it off and turn it back on? You have to put the codes back in. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I see you again. Let me see if I can get you now. Okay, I got you, baby. Yeah, I hear you. Hey, nice hair. I like your hair parted on the side.
Yeah, it's I had to turn on the volume.
There, I got you, baby. Look how cute you look.
I did. I did everything that I usually do.
Ah, you're so cute. I did everything that I usually do. Looks good. We're coming through good. It's like not flickering or anything.
Okay.
Now you just put your little. All right. There, we're good. We're back. See the fans.
Well, I had the part on the side look like a douche only because I washed it today and I didn't
washed it. Well, you know what, Katie? I'm glad everybody knows that you washed your hair. All right? Well, at least they know you're not a dirty fuck now, okay? Oh, Jesus, that's disgusting. All right, go for it. We're back. My bad. We're there. People were not able to hear you. That's not good. Yeah, they missed the story about the kid that got trapped in Russia. What about the Ultimate Warrior? When's he coming? Is the Ultimate Warrior coming back? Maybe they'll bring him back to save the day. I know. I was just being a dick. Tell me who's a dick. Why is... I didn't know the guy who owns the Beverly Hills Hotel is a fucking dink. Listen real quick. I take it that the alarm stopped going off. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, tell me about it. All right, my bad. Go back to your shit. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you again. Yes, yes, yes. Salt. I was gonna say the Sultan of Brunei. That's crazy. crazy. Yeah, well, guess what? That ain't the case. It's and the salt in the Brunei, hon. I don't know why. I didn't. I thought the salt in the Brunei was Middle Eastern. You're saying he's Chinese. Oh my God, you're horrible. That's funny, but you're horrible. Okay, so the Beverly Hills Hotel, it doesn't like gays. All right, well, and you know what's funny? If I recall, I think, if I recall, and what's funny is the movie Beverly Hills Cop, which you haven't seen, has a thing where Eddie Murphy stays at the Beverly Hills Hotel. If I recall, I'm pretty sure they do a thing where he stays at the Beverly Hills Hotel. And what he does is he sneaks and tells them that he's a reporter working for Rolling Stone. And the whole bit is he comes in and goes, "Yeah, how you doing? I'm here, and you know, my name is," and he makes up a name. And he goes, "You have a hotel room for me?" And they go, "Oh, we don't have that." And he goes, "Oh, gee." He goes, "They must have messed up. I go under a different name. I'm here from Rolling Stone magazine, and I'm doing an exclusive interview with Michael Jackson." And they look up and they go, "Oh, sorry, sir, we don't have that reservation." And he goes, "Okay, well, you must have messed up. I'll just need a room. I'll just take another room." And they're like, "Oh, it's all booked up." And he goes, "How can it be booked up?" And they're like, "Sorry, sir, it's all booked up." And he starts going off and talking about how it's racism, and it ends with him screaming and yelling, and he says, "I was going to make the story be Michael Jackson sitting on top of the world, but I might as well make it Michael Jackson is sitting on top of the world, but not sitting in the Beverly Hills Hotel because they don't accept niggers." And then like, you know, the manager comes over and goes, "Oh, sir, I see you do have a room." And he's like, "Well, thank you." And they're like, "Oh, that will be $300 a night." And you see Eddie Murphy's face with this like, "Okay, sure, that's all right." And so I think it's the Beverly Hills Hotel that they do the skit at, which is kind of funny that here they are and they don't let, they're anti-gay. And there it was, you know, 20 or so years ago, and they did a bit where they made it where they were anti-black. So that was kind of funny. And then the funny thing is they actually have a bit where one of the Wayne brothers plays a gay waiter who's running the buffet, and Eddie Murphy goes, "Hey, can I get some bananas?" And he's like, "The buffet is $20. And he goes, "Well, I don't want the buffet. I just need some bananas." And he gives him the bananas. He goes, "You go take these bananas, honey. You just go take them." And he's a fucking flaming fag who fucking runs the buffet. So that's funny. I don't know why I decided to tell you all this. It's almost as if we were having dinner and it was a conversation we were having. Don't know if any of the fans out there gave a shit about that conversation, but anyways, I thought I would share it. Thank you. No, honey, you're right. You're right. I'm with you. You know, and I know you're saying that I wasn't comparing, and I'll reiterate. I was just making reference to the fact that it was funny that Beverly Hills Hotel happened to be used in the movie, and they're talking about hating gays. So I was just referencing art imitating life to a degree. Very true. Wow. Wow. Well, that means well, don't they always say what comes from Texas are steers and queers? Yeah. Oh, well, I think it's only a matter of time before you see Texas cross that threshold of being a blue state. Remember, they've elected a Democrat before. You know, Ann Richards was a fucking Democrat. They've elected Democrats before in Texas. And now with a heavily populated Latino population, and more of the Latinos that are registering to vote, and they're being more active in the political process out there. You watch, mark my words, I say you give it another 2 to 3 years, and you'll watch Texas turn into a blue state when it comes to an election. You watch. You fucking watch. Texas will turn into a blue state when it comes to an election. Texas is hillbilly, but it's not as hillbilly as we joke about it, because you still have places like Dallas and Houston and San Antonio and places like that are very civilized. You know, you go to Dallas, Texas, you're not finding fucking people eating their boogers and fucking their own families and their kids. You know, when you go to a place like Tennessee, everybody's inhuman. When you go to a fucking place like, you know, South Carolina and Mississippi, everybody's inhuman. Texas, there's only places like where Ted Nugent fucking is from and lives that are. Okay, how about? All right, can you hear me now? Only places, pockets of Texas, I feel, are really inbred, inhuman, unlike other big states that, you know, are red states. I mean, let's face it, Utah, the entire, you know, the entire state of Utah, there ain't nothing civilized in Utah. They're all inbred motherfuckers. So, you know, Texas is conservative, but they definitely will be leaning to that blue area eventually. Mark my words, because they've already elected Democratic governors before, so they're not that fucking inbred that that they don't do that. You know, that's, I've got to tell you, Katie Summers, that's one of the more thought out answers I've ever heard. A purple state. I like that. That's pretty good. Texas is a purple state. It's pretty good. Well, I think a lot. I think a lot of that Republican shift is because of the oil. I think that's really the only reason of that whole Republican vibe is the oil wells, is oil, is big oil, and the fact that rich white motherfuckers control that, and that's in Texas. So I think that's really that connection of that Republican vibe. Other than that, like you said, you're talking about a fucking state that was inhabited by Mexican. Yeah, I'm right here. Are you there? Katie, I'll call you back. I don't know why my phone. It's Simple Mobile. It's a fucking shit service. What the fuck you want from me? It's fucking ghetto. Fuck, I don't know. Lucky I got a fucking phone. Lucky I. It's Simple Mobile. I don't fucking know why it cuts out. No, I'm standing right in front of my fucking computer. Exactly. What do you want? It doesn't shit the bed that much, but it's shit in the bed today. What do you want from me? Yeah, we'll move on. Fuck Texas. But like I would say, you know, remember, you're ultimately you're talking about a state that was taken or inhabited by Mexicans. How fucking, you know, how conservative can a fucking state be that you know was ran by Mexicans for a very long time? Did you just call them wetbacks? Oh my God, you're horrible. You're horrible. Oh, okay, so it's all right. You said it. You said it in a character voice. As long as you say it in a character voice, then it's all right. Yeah. The gay painter. All right. I like the gay painter. Fucking gay. He's the gay painter. I never thought about that before. The gay painter. I like that. George Bush, the gay painter. Uh, yeah, he's almost out of office. I don't even think Rick Perry gives a fuck. Well, it'd be nice. I don't know, but we'll see on that. That you know that's going to be a tough one, but we'll see. I don't know if Texas is could fall this year to that, but we'll see. Yeah. That okay. I'm still listen to me. I'm still thinking about the fact that this fucker from Beaumont, which is in Texas, has a fucking pet raccoon. Who the fuck would have a pet raccoon? Oh, my bad. Okay, because Beaumont is in Texas. Wow. Okay. So, what a bunch of. Why would she have? I'm more. Forget. Let's not even move to the fact that she's got ears on her elbows and stuff like that. I'm more obsessed with this with the pet raccoon. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. That's what I'm fucking saying. Okay? Who has a fucking pet raccoon? You're talking about ears on elbows. You're talking about fucking surgeries. I'm more obsessed with the fucking pet raccoon. I was just going to say, fuck that. They got rabies. Raccoons are, listen, raccoons have rabies. And on top of having rabies, they eat trash. That they get into trash. That's what they do. They eat fucking trash. They're weird. They're weird looking. They're mangy. The fuck? It's a raccoon, motherfucker. I mean, they're supposed to be mangy. All right, give me something else, mange. You're mange. All right, how old was this fucking girl? Oh, okay. Okay, you do realize, and I don't mean to be like some uh, supporter of big business, but you do realize that like this girl's parents or somebody helped her. Because what 11-year-old is doing surveys and taking fucking ratio to boys versus girls? And come on, who the fuck does that? Yeah, I'm seriously. Who does that? And who even gives a shit? Even when you're 11 years old about the stupid fucking toy that you get in fucking a Happy Meal, for Christ's sakes. You know this is like parents that were doing this. This was no creation from a fucking kid. Well, I fucking doubt it. But hey, who am I? I'm just a jerk off. But I doubt it highly. Hey, I'm always down for the KKK, baby. Give me something about the KKK. What do they make sure there's no blacks and Jews and shit around? What do they do? I love it. That's great. I love that. I love it. I love that. Oh, that's classic. Okay, well, okay, I'm down. I'm down. I'm down for the Klan. They're not. And what's the town in what's the town in Pennsylvania? Does it have the town name? Well, I know, but where are they doing their neighborhood watch? They're, oh my God! So it's basically somewhere where Crippled Dan lives. No, I think that's like the area. That's the town. You're like, I'll say. So you think those are the stakes? All right. That's a good Ku Klux Klan. Man, I feel like we've been hearing a lot about the Ku Klux. I feel like you've been talking about the Ku Klux Klan a lot. Is there a reason for your propensity for the Klan? No, not really. You're all right. You're not. There's nothing we should know. They're a very interesting group. Okay, I'm down. I'm down for your love of the Klan. You talked about I'm telling you, you had a Klan story. Last night you had a Klan story talking about their cakes. All right. All right, listen, I didn't say you were racist, okay? I just said that you had a bunch of Ku Klux Klan stories. Totally different. Mm-hmm. All right, give me one more. I didn't know that. That's wild, and why? What's the problem? What's his issue? How old's his book? What? Oh Jesus! All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see if his. We'll see if this all comes to true. We'll see how good Pat Robertson is. I would say Katie Summers, you're the only one that's normal. I do. I think you're the only one that's normal. And I'm serious. You're the only one that's normal. Well, I'll say it again. You're the only one that's normal, as far as I'm concerned. Seriously, you're the only one that's normal, as far as I'm concerned. Everybody else, they're fucking nuts. You're the normal supermodel. Ah! I am an actor, aren't I? Don't you fucking forget it, you little fucker. Oh, Jesus. All right, Katie Summers. So that's what we got for today. That's the news that we can use. And I'll tell you, it's some pretty good fucking news. I got to tell you, it's some pretty good fucking news. I know, and that's wild shit, man. That's wild shit that he's all fucking, that he's all jammed up out there. That's just crazy. It really is. Maybe they will. Very true. I will. I'll give you that. You're right. You're right again. You're the right girl. All right, baby. It was, as always, phenomenal to hear from you. You gave us a lot of good news today. I will admit that it was a fabulous news day. A lot of interesting things. Right now, Hans, the Russian or the German landlord, you know what he's doing? He's putting in, I don't know why, he's putting in like all new flooring in that hallway out in and out, you know, up to the office. So it's like I go, what are you putting in? Some marble? And he goes, no marble, I'm putting in tile. I'm making it nice. I'm going to make it nice. And I'm thinking, like, why? Unless you're going to demolish the entire neighborhood, unless you're going to fucking demolish this entire building and build from scratch, what's going to be nice about tiling a floor that has the 4 offices, and the offices are shit, and the building is shit, the entire neighborhood is shit. Again, that's not even putting lipstick on a pig. That's just putting like a half of eyeshadow on a fucking pig. That's what it's doing. Oh, Hans. Hello, how are you all? Don't you understand? You guys are crazy. You're doing crazy things. You are so crazy. All right, Katie Summers, it was great to have you. It was great as always. We will talk to you later at a different time. And as always, thank you for giving us the news that we can use. And we'll talk to you later. Au revoir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was it. That was Katie Summers. She brought us, as always, the goddamn news that we can use. Yes, the news that we can use. So, that is it for the goddamn program. And I hope everybody got their fill today. We're going to be signing off. I got a bunch of things to do. I actually got to walk to the post office, believe it or not. Yes, I actually got to walk to the fucking post office and mail out a hard drive. I do. I got to mail out a fucking hard drive, and that's what I've got to do. And I'm going to mail out a fucking hard drive. I'm going to then probably walk over to Crack in the Box and get a large Diet Coke, because you know I need to get out of this office or I will go crazy, because it makes me crazy in here. And man, the desk is just so. I don't know how my desk went from being here to now it's literally here. So this is where I'm writing or I'm doing stuff. It's fucking bizarre. I don't know, guys. Anyways, it's the ROB BLACK Show, and I'm gonna see you guys later on tonight at 8 p.m. And don't forget, make sure you tune in and keep catching these night programs because don't forget, after next Wednesday, there will be no more night. There will only be day. Yes, there will only be day because we are going to up the afternoon by an hour. We're going to take an hour off and do a couple skits in between. And guess what? You will be thoroughly entertained more than what you are. So don't forget and be part of the final couple days of the night show until we go to full-fledged afternoon drive time. It's the ROB BLACK Show, and as always, we're promoting hostility, we're promoting anger, we're promoting violence and intolerance. This is the only program that will mildly amuse you and mildly entertain you. So we'll see you guys tonight. And who's going to take us out? A little angel of death.